Everyone knows that the fitness journey takes time, right? There's gonna be ups and downs. There's gonna be plateaus. And the way I think about it is that there's four main phases in a fitness journey. So today we'll be going over those phases, what they are, and how to level up, how to surpass the requirements needed to get to that next phase, while also cooking up some chicken pasta. What? Speaking of which, I'm using this edamame spaghetti. Pretty anabolic stuff, not gonna lie. That being said, you know, when you're making a protein dish, you want the protein to come from the protein. Having protein pasta is nice, but try to get it from the meats. Anyway, we don't want to watch a pot boil, so let's get into what makes the beginner phase and how to surpass it. So the beginner phase, I would call 0 to 8 months. Typically, people start off on the heavier side trying to lose weight or on the skinnier side trying to gain muscle. But the main goal you have in the beginning is to stay consistent, is to build a routine. Because if you learn to enjoy the gym, to enjoy progressing, to enjoy the process, to enjoy the journey, to understand that it isn't the pursuit of happiness, but the happiness of the pursuit, when you learn that, that's really when phase 1 ends. 1 second, guys, let me weigh out my chicken, boom. So you may be asking, how do I do that? How do I learn to enjoy the gym? Well, with that, it's kind of easy. You know, you go in the gym, do exercises you enjoy. Don't worry about hitting legs if you hate hitting legs. But what I do recommend that helps a lot is to set one goal that's very easy that you could commit to for a long period of time, like a year. So when you start out, have a rule for yourself that you know you could commit to for a year. Like, go to the gym once a week. Get 10,000 steps a day for 3 days a week. Something pretty attainable that you know you could do for a year. After you start to stick to it, what's gonna happen 2 months in is you realize you can go to the gym 3 days a week and do it for a year consistently. That you can get 10,000 steps in every day of the week for a year. But if you set that goal off rip, it's gonna look a little intimidating. And then when you screw up one time, you're gonna feel like it's all collapsing in front of you. Your goals are supposed to change as you go along. But yeah, in the beginning of the gym journey, don't sweat it too much. Go in there and have fun. Don't rush it. Don't rush into trying to find a quick answer for something. It's not gonna be quick. Accept that. Please accept that now. Don't focus too hard on your diet unless you're starting off trying to lose weight, but don't give yourself some crazy stipulation. Don't intimidate yourself off rip. You're not gonna stick to it. Start off with a digestible goal, then change your goals as you go. Trust me, that's the best way to do it. And don't think you have to change all these other things about your life right now. It's totally okay that your fitness isn't a priority right now. You know, it doesn't have to be. It shouldn't be, to be honest. But once you learn to enjoy the gym, that's when you start to level to phase 2. Phase 2, I like to call this the golden era of the gym. This is when you're gonna have the most fun when it comes to working out. This is probably when you're gonna see your 225 bench, your 315 squat. You're gonna be unlocking new veins. It's gonna be super fun. I like to call this somewhere between 6 to 8 months to like 2 years. Enjoy these times. It's the best it's gonna get. Because this is where you kind of know what you're doing and you're seeing results rapidly. Also, quick little pit stop. I've been starting to use olive oil always instead of what my estrogen roommates use, which is canola oil. I've seen a huge difference. A subject for another video. But this is the time you're also gonna have the most confidence in the gym and in yourself in general. The most confidence in your physique, in your gym knowledge. And there's a scientific effect for this, where how much experience you have lies on the x-axis and how much perceived knowledge you think you have on said topic is on the y-axis. And it goes up quickly and then drops. Right now, you're at the top. You think you know shit, and then you don't. Guys, you don't. Over the longer period of time, it starts to flatten out. But here you have a routine, and you like it. You like the gym, and it's great. But the thing you want to do to level up is now you want to learn not to enjoy it. But Matt, you told me to enjoy the gym in the first phase. Yeah, I did. That was only to make it a routine. But you need to understand that the answer in life is usually in the things you don't want to do. So in phase 1, if you weren't hitting legs, you should probably get on that now. Like now you should be going to the gym even if you don't want to. Like you're tired after a long day of work, a long day of school. It'd be really easy for you to pass up on the gym today. A phase 3 individual would still go. So know that. Here you should be focusing more on your diet. You don't need to be tracking everything you eat. You can save that for your advanced or expert phase. You should be mindful about your protein, your calories, eating organic when you can, but you still have time to enjoy food. Don't stress yourself out too much right now. But the key to surpassing phase 2 is making yourself uncomfortable. Being comfortable being uncomfortable. It's not like you aren't enjoying the gym anymore like you were in phase 1, but now you're learning to enjoy doing things you don't enjoy. That's called fulfillment. Now on to our advanced phase. I would call this somewhere between 2 years and 4 years. This is when you think you're peak natty. You know, you've been in it for a while, you know your way around. You've built a pretty good physique for yourself. You walk in the gym, and the majority of the time, you're one of the biggest, if not the biggest person in there. At this point, progress starts to come a lot slower. That's just part of the game. And the ways to level up aren't going to be the same ways you did before. You're already consistent. We have that down. You also need to start doing things that other people don't do. How can you expect to build a 1% physique when you're doing things that 50% of the people in the gym are already doing? You need to start trying new things, and everyone says eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Try 1.5 grams. You need to start separating yourself. A big part of phase 3 is also making sacrifices. At this point, you know what to do. Now what it's about is cutting out the things you know you shouldn't be doing. Drinking, skipping out on your sleep, eating fast food should be a thing of the past. Maybe you have to sacrifice a little bit of your social life. That's okay. There's no one that accomplished something great that didn't have to make sacrifices in the process. Understand that if you are doing things that everyone else is doing, you can't expect to have a physique, an output, a result that other people don't have. The beauty of the gym is you get out what you put in. So you need to differentiate yourself in terms of your process. So separating yourself, differentiating your methods, and making sacrifices is what's gonna make you stand out and get to phase 4. On to phase 4. The expert level. All right, I'm gonna meal prep some of this pasta though, because I'm not gonna be eating this whole thing. This is when you start to enjoy the sacrifices, which would be weird. You might be asking, Matt, how do I enjoy sacrificing things? Once you're at stage 4, you realize that you take pride in the fact that you're doing things others can't or won't. But here is ironically when you're gonna have the lowest confidence in yourself. And it's because you put in so much that you expect to be something amazing, something great. But in reality, there's a lot of people that like to take it this far. It's just not a lot of people in your circle or people you know. You're not satisfied with what you have because you think you deserve more, which is fair, you probably do. And it starts to become a lifestyle. The way you can level up from here, or at least to make it all worth it, is to compete. Whether that's a bodybuilding show, an Ironman, a triathlon, a powerlifting meet, having a formal competition is really what's gonna fuel you to keep going at this point in time. And you learn a lot about yourself when you go through these competitive processes. And there really isn't a level after this, but to make the most out of this level, you should be competing. Because I guess that's how you would level up from here. Placing better in certain competitions, running better times, doing better than in your previous meets, whatever that may be. Another thing you can do to make the most out of this point in your journey is to monetize. If you're in this deep, you've made this a critical aspect in your life. You definitely have deep knowledge in the topic. Why not make the most of that? On top of the pasta, we're gonna be using this pasta sauce and some fat-free feta cheese. Pretend this is Parmesan. Because at this point, people should be asking you what you're doing for your workouts. Why not get a little coin from that? But you've made the sacrifices, you've done the trials and tribulations. You've earned it at this point. You deserve a little bit of recognition. Compete and monetize. Make the most out of all the energy you put into this. And here is our final result. Boom, look at that. Nothing super fancy. I'll put the macros right here. Boom, look at that. But let me know what phase you guys are in. Is there another phase I missed? Did I forget certain things about certain categories? Do you think there's a phase after phase 4? Because I've been in the gym coming up on 6 years now. Unk status. So maybe there's a phase I haven't even realized yet. I'll keep you guys updated if there is another one. But just know in your journey, there's gonna be plateaus. And part of that adventure is to experience that and get through it. Because I hate to break it to you guys that are just starting out, you're never gonna be satisfied with your physique. But the purpose of the fitness journey is fulfillment. It comes down to the same basics that were in the beginner stage. Set goals for yourself, challenging but attainable, and then adjust your goals as you go. Because in the gym and in life, that's where you're gonna experience overall happiness and fulfillment by breaking through and hurdling these obstacles that life presents to you. Anyway, that's enough yap. Don't want this delicious meal to get cold. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.